And you see two office workers, say middle level managers, when they're criticizing their boss, when they're all heated up about it, how do they talk? Nobody has to teach them how to gesture. So just gesture naturally. Posture, gesture. Third would be movement. Okay. Will you move? Yes or no? Quickly. Yes, you will move. In a short speech, avoid moving. A 5-minute speech, 4-minute speech, because it can be distracting. But in a long speech, yes, you can move, but move deliberately. You must show that you are in control. Don't move nervously. Some people teach you to move like that. Constantly they are walking. You see? Don't move constantly, don't move nervously. Move to attract attention of people, talk to them, hold their attention. Move to draw attention to the visual aid. Move again to move away from the visual aid. Be in control of movement. One important thing you must keep in mind about movement is, particularly those of you who are going to use visual aids, even many good speakers make this mistake. I would like to tell you that when you are using visual aids or whenever you are making movement, your shoulder orientation is very important. The shoulder orientation should always be towards the audience. I should not point out like this. If I'm using a visual aid, what am I doing? I'm showing my back to my audience. I should avoid that. I should constantly have eye contact with the audience. I can use that laser, I can use that stick to point out, okay, draw attention, then move away. But I do all this I do with having eye contact. So your shoulder orientation is very important. Try and keep it as much as possible with good eye contact. Okay, so we have movement. Next would be facial expression. We already talked about it. Should be animated, friendly. Another important thing will be eye contact. Eye contact is important. Yeah. What is eye contact? Is the bridge which brings the audience and the speaker together. Okay. It helps to build up rapport with the audience. Eye contact. Now, eye contact should again be very natural. Is this eye contact? Eye contact is actually look at people, look in the eyes. I can see the color of his eyes, see the smile in his eyes, etc. And communicate. You send signals to one another. Eye contact also becomes a source of immediate feedback. I can make out whether you are understanding what I am saying or not, whether you are interested in what I am saying, whether you are feeling bored, etc. It becomes immediate contact. Does he need clarification? I need to add some points, etc. So eye contact is, and it brings the full force of your personality. That is a big advantage of oral communication. It's not only your communication, your content, etc. It is the full force of your personality. The same speech, the same talk delivered by somebody better than me would have more impact on you than what I'm having, because it's the personality of the speaker which comes into play in the oral communication. No? His smile, his way of looking. See, I'm a professor and I teach to young boys and girls. When I talk, I even wink at them. You see, the relation, the rapport is so much, you see, and they wink back also. Nothing happens. Okay. So, eye contact is extremely important. Eye contact doesn't mean, do you all watch, anybody watches tennis match? Have you all watched tennis match? Federer this side and Nadal this side. What do you do? When the ball goes this side, you look here, then you turn this side, you go fast, and there. That's not eye contact. Eye contact is very naturally, you look. If it's a big audience, you break it into A, B, C, D. You can't have it individual. So I look in this direction, I have eye contact with 6 of this person. And very naturally I move there. Very naturally I move there. Very naturally I move there. Very naturally I move here. I can reverse it if I want, I can do. Okay. So movement and eye contact. Sometimes when it's a very big class, you can even walk down and talk to some people. Yeah, some people have losing their attention, so you bring them back. But very quickly you get your eye contact back with everybody. Okay. So eye contact is important. And lastly is voice. Is voice important? Yeah. How should your voice be? Jarring, noisy, crying, nasal? No. It should be warm and pleasant. People should love to hear it. At the same time, it should be powerful when required. It should be strong and powerful, not a weak voice. Okay. Voice is very important. What you need to think in voice, important thing is first is volume. You must be audible to everybody. Neither too loud, not too soft. You must be appropriately loud. Now what is appropriately loud is a matter of judgment. How big the hall is, how much noise is coming from outside, how many people are there, yeah? What are the acoustics in the hall? Are you using some technological aid like mic and speakers, etc. that you have to... But you can easily make out your first sentence only, you look behind and speak. You can even, through your eye contact, make out whether he can hear me, right? So, at the same time, don't shout too much so that you disturb people. So, voice is important. Volume. Next is speed. Speed of talking is important. Again, what will you speak? Neither too fast nor too slow. Again, it's a matter of judgment. Okay. We'll come to audience analysis. Therefore, before speaking, you make an audience analysis. Who's my audience? Okay. So, neither too fast nor too slow. At the proper speed, you'll speak. And unimportant parts of your speech, you can go fast. Important parts, you slow down so that you give audience a chance to absorb what you're saying. This is important. Okay. That is what you need to do. Change your pace. Modulate your voice. Don't speak in the same tone. Raise it, lower it, increase the speed, lower the speed. Get variety into your voice. Okay. So this is about voice. Anything else about voice? Exactly. Stress some words. Important words do stress. Stress is important. Okay. Stressing important words. And lastly, pause. P-A-U-S-E. Pause. Don't have irregular pauses. You'll find, I don't know whether you have detected any what I call weasel or waffle words. You know, people say, you know, I mean, and this reduces the effectiveness. These are irregular pauses which reduce effectiveness. But a pause, a controlled pause will heighten the effectiveness of your speech. So when will you pause? Pause before asking a question. Pause after asking the question. When you drive, how many of you drive? At least you have driven in your life before. What do you do when you're driving a highway? You go very fast. Then when the signal comes and you want to turn left, what will you do? You'll slow. Actually almost stop it and then turn. So that's what you do. When there's a break in thought, you're taking the speech in another direction, pause a little and then move ahead. Okay? Then you'll pause before telling a story, after telling a story. When you tell a joke, before telling a joke, pause a little. After telling the joke, pause. Give your audience a chance to laugh. Okay. So pause is very important that you use. Pause also brings up three more things. A, it gives your audience more time to absorb what you're saying. Just that much more time. If you have in an audience, if you have people like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, who are taking down notes, it gives them a little more time to jot down something when you pause, which is helpful. Okay. It gives the speaker a little more time to think what he's going to say next. It gets him a chance to see the time, etc., and see whether he's not exceeding his time. Okay. And third and most importantly, a speaker who can pause conveys the impression that he's in control of the situation. A person who's not in control, have you seen him running for a train? The speaker also becomes, here he knows that he's in control of the situation. So this is the importance of pause. So now we have covered posture, gesture, facial expressions, eye contact, voice. So all this is called under the title of platform presence of the speaker. Give that heading. Platform presence of the speaker. Okay. So platform in Hindi will be manch. Whichever manch you are going to speak on, this should be your presence. This is how you should appear before the audience. Now we go to this much about speaker. Now we go to the audience. Before speaking, try and find out as much as you can about the audience. What I call it, audience analysis. So what are some of the things you try to find out about the audience? Quickly. Come on. Already sleepy? Tell me, I'll stop. Age group, white, fine. Gender, very good. Language, excellent. In India, that's important. Background, qualifications, knowledge level. Yeah. Which type? Yeah, fine. Their judgment, okay, fine. Presence of mind, etc. Yeah, fine. Yeah, so these are some of the things you'll find out about the audience. Namely, just to recap the whole thing. Number of people who are likely to attend. 50, 60, 500, 20, 10, whatever it is. Likely to attend. Okay. Then age profile. Are they all elderly people? Are they all college students? Are they all middle level?